I remember it like it was just yesterday. I stepped out of the vault for the first time, witnessed fauna and flora alike mutated from things that I was familiar with in my past. Cows now turn to what we call Brahmin, two-headed beast that still taste great. Deer turned into radstags that have two heads as well. Old humans that have now turned to ghouls, singular-headed, didn't follow the same trend as Brahmins and radstags alike. Rad roaches, huge, but really tasty as well if you're in a pinch. Lots of protein. But I still remember the first time that I took down a Brahmin.
Cassie, have you seen Charlie?
No, I haven't seen Charlie.
Charlie has been missing for a couple of days.
Yeah, no, she's probably.
Interested
You remember
in
how she
trading
wanted to do that
something.
space
Maybe
thing, right?
their likes
She
for some
could
tasty
be,
meat.
but yeah, no, I'll tell them that maybe they'll get some of what we're cooking today if they like the video. Okay, well, Graham, I'm in the middle of something. If you don't know who Graham is, they love trades and they love Charlie. I hope he doesn't hear what I'm about to say, but today, friends, we're going to be making a brisket out of a Brahmin. So sit back, relax, and let's hope Graham doesn't come back around, because hopefully he finds Charlie. Hope that wasn't who I took out. Oh, Jesus. Now, as we're trimming this stuff, a lot of people don't like to have the fat cap up as you are using a pellet grill. For me personally, I have no problem having the fat cap up, but the thing is that depending on how your pellet grill is, you might get more heat, so you might want to have that insulating layer right here that is the fat cap. But as you can see, we're just taking away some of this skin down here, some of the things that are just going to fall off and burn easily. And you can kind of see right here where, I don't know if that was me, but it looks like some nicks have been made in this. But we're just going to trim it up. We're not going for a competition brisket, okay? You don't have to worry about that. But any of this stuff right here that's just kind of barely hanging on, like now this right here, I'm going to keep the majority of it. I've got no problem with it, because it'll give it a little bit of fat there on the bottom, a little bit of protection. And now that right there seems to be about how I'd want it, at least this looking right here. Now this bit of fat right here is definitely going to have to be cut down, most indubitably. But look at this. It's already looking so much better. There we go. Now I am going to go ahead, and I like to make some straight lines as I am cutting, and then kind of make small little bits. But that way we can do this right here, flip it back around, then I come up here from the top, and then I can kind of round it off a little bit easier and a little bit better. But remember, you don't have to be an expert. I'm not an expert in this. I am, I think, 4 briskets in, and it's absolutely one of those things that being on a camera and trimming something, very nerve-wracking. Gonna be real with you. It is very one of those things that I am definitely more nervous trimming this thing up and talking than I have been each brisket that I've done so far. But that's the fun part about it, right? Kind of learning together. That's the great thing about this series that I'm kind of wanting to do, is it's kind of me getting ready to be in dad mode. You know what I mean? And being outside more and cutting up more meat. All right, now I'm trying, I got a little divot right there, and I messed that up severely. There we go. Just do that. That'll help clean it up. There we go. There she is. Let's put that over there. Now I've got a Ziploc bag that I'm going to be saving all of this in for when I'm actually, you know what, let me go ahead and get that. Get that out of the way. Now this thing is probably going to wind up being, oh Lord. This thing's probably going to wind up being about 14-ish pounds after we've done cutted and everything. It's not going to be much. But so one of the great things is about this right here. Like, one of the great things about this piece, we can cut it up into small pieces, put it inside of a cup, and render this down. Because I like to use beef tallow. Now you can get some Wagyu tallow off of Amazon. You can go to Academy. You can get all sorts of Wagyu like tallow and beef tallow from other places. But one thing I love is using tallow from the actual piece of meat that we're doing this on. So now I just want to come in here and I just kind of want to round out this corner right here, because get a little bit of that thickness back that we were talking about. And that's a heckin' nice little piece of meat right there. And now since we took that off, we'll just score it down like that and kind of around this corner off right here. I just got to hold it, starting to get a little loosey-goosey. One thing that I did not do, and I always suggest that you do it because it's something that I always hear, and I just haven't done it yet, is take your meat, put it in the freezer for about 30-45 minutes, and it's a lot easier to cut. But I was in a rush getting home from work today, and I did not think about that. But maybe on the next brisket, because let's be real. Do you think that I only bought one brisket? No, I bought more than one brisket. I brought 2 of them. But, so this top pit right here, as you can kind of see right there as we've been cutting on this side, that's not a 1/4 inch fat over there. But now this right here is about a 1/4 inch fat how we are wanting it. Now I can take this fat and I'm going to actually, because you can kind of feel it right there. You can kind of feel that this side is about a 1/4 inch. Now we can kind of round that out. And there's a little bit of a divot right there. So we're probably going to round it out right there. But I need to take off that side right there for the majority part, just to get that bit of fat that is not going to render out. Now one thing you can see this runs up into there. Now I'm not going to cut out all of this because this is flavor. Fat is flavor, and I probably won't live until my wife wants me to, but I'm absolutely going to eat that flavor. Now this is the mohawk, and we just want to go ahead and cut this little mohawk off because it is going to make it a little bit more aerodynamic. Now, whether you take the mohawk off, it doesn't really matter. It's just on how you feel. Now, for me personally, I'm going to keep it like that. And I may, honestly, I'm going to be real. This could probably be taken down some, but because whoever processed this brisket kind of gouged that already, I don't think I'm going to take this fat down at all, and I'm just going to have that little bit of hard fat about right there. Now I am going to take this side. Now I am going to do that, but that's going to be about it. We may cut a little bit of this point off. Thing is this is where all your flavor is. Yeah, let's go ahead and round that out. Good thing is I can use this for hamburgers. Yeah, there we go. Sausages. pretty much a little bit of everything. And that's what I'm getting ready to do, is either buy some meat grinding equipment myself or take this to one of my buddies that has some meat grinding equipment. I'm sorry to everybody who is absolutely butchering this in the comments saying, oh my God, Gassy just butchered it. Look, we are not all wonderful cooks. We are not all wonderful, wonderful trimmers. But I guarantee you this, come back in a year, we'll be a lot better off. We all are. And you should be able, like, here's one thing somebody told me. They said, will you ever not show a cook? Like, say something bad happens, like you absolutely butcher something. No, I'm always going to show everything. Why? Because we can learn together. So this is what it looks right here. As you saw what it looked like before, we've trimmed it down a little bit. Now it's time to go inside and get some heckin' seasoning. I am not looking forward to doing this in the summer with all of these Georgia gnats and flies. So now after trimming everything up, this is the bag of trimmings that we have. So it's probably about a 14-pound brisket right now. And now one thing that you can do is whatever sides you are going to be showing off is do it last. And like I said, we like to do our briskets with the fat cap up on our pellet grill. So we're going to start off with some 16 mesh pepper, because let's be real, absolutely positively, I love pepper. My wife loves pepper. Got no problem with pepper. Now, we're not going to put a lot on here, but one of the great things about it is that this is kind of that Texas brisket. You know, it's salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic and stuff like that. And you want to make sure to get all sides of your brisket. Now, there is a trick that you can take one of your nitrile gloves and put it around your seasoning that you're going to be using. That way you don't have any cross-contamination. Or if it's a piece of meat that you can handle with one hand, absolutely just do it this way. But yeah, you could just put a nitrile glove over that, then you don't have to worry about using it. Next up, we're going to go in with some Everglades. And now I like to pat everything down as we go. And thank you so much to Shasti and Dana for introducing me to Everglades. Jesus, this stuff tastes so heckin' good. I absolutely love it. And like we said earlier, this is one of those that you're not going to oversalt, because there is a lot of meat that you are going to be going through. So feel free, make sure to get as much flavor in there as you want. I'm not telling you to, you know, throw the whole kit and caboodle and everything on there. But for me personally, you'll see how much I season it, and I don't have a problem with this. Doesn't taste oversalted or anything like that. And then next up, we are going to go in there with some Meat Church Holy Cow, because holy cow, that stuff tastes amazing. And now look, there's a lot of you out there, some of you who haven't said anything yet. You're like, oh my God, Gassy, but you've missed the whole entire thing. Where's your binder? Oh, you mean like Worcestershire sauce or something like that? No, look, here's the thing. The meat's been out here sweating, so I genuinely don't need to use anything for that. But most of the times I will use like Worcestershire sauce or something like that. But I don't really like using mustard. I don't know what it is. I tried it one time, wasn't a big fan of it. Might go in and try it again, you know, maybe a little like, you know, like a W sauce showdown or something like that. But yeah, as far as it goes, I like Worcestershire sauce, even on chicken and stuff like that. I've got no problem with it if I put it on there. But yeah, it's one of those things that's personally what I like. I just like using that. Use whatever you want to, because the flavor's not really going to come through there. It does a little bit, like maybe with some like chorizo or something like that. Maybe you use some like hot sauce or something. Or depending if you use something like really crazy or something like that, it might come through a little bit. But honestly, that is just there to help the seasoning stick to the meat. But as you can see right here, just patting it down with it sitting out here. It's like 70 degrees right now. Crazy. It's about to be March. Jesus. What happened to February? Like, just went by blink of an eye, you know what I mean? Now the side that we have to watch out for the most is going to be this side because it is the thinnest side of this brisket. But I think it'll be perfectly fine. We know to watch out for it, just keep an eye on it. We'll spritz it, but we're going to let it sit in the fridge for about 24 hours with this seasoning. Now, do you have to wait the entire 24 hours? No. No, you don't have to wait the entire 24 hours. Great thing about it, as long as you have a couple of hours for the seasoning to sit on there and just relax, then you'll be good to go. Hold on a second. My thumb just took off that seasoning right there as I was flipping it over. But now, it's just rinse and repeat. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of glistening. So it's trust me, it's wet enough and it's going to take and hold this seasoning. Now, the one thing that you'll see me put pepper on first on everything that I do is simple because this is coarse. And if you put fine seasoning on to the brisket first, the coarse stuff is just going to fall off. So I like to go coarse and then fine. But let's go in here. Let's get a little bit of this Everglades, just all-purpose season. This stuff tastes so freaking good. It is absolutely amazing. If you haven't tried it, it's really cheap on their website if you just order it off their website. It is more expensive if you order it off of like Amazon and stuff, but if you order it off of Amazon, we'll have an affiliate link down in the description below if you'd like to pick it up off of Amazon and just try a small bottle of it. But let's come into here. Let's get this heckin' meat church going. There we go. Sometimes you gotta shake up the bottle. Sometimes you gotta shake it. You know, shake it like a salt shaker. And I'm sorry. Yes, Cash Money Records is taking over the 99. I was born in '87. Check into reckon. Let's begin. This brisket is looking absolutely great, my friend. So the great thing about this, now, brisket, ready to go. Absolutely ready to go. Have a couple hours. We could throw it on there tonight, but we're not going to. We've got another small little cook to do that I wanted to try a new to me piece of meat that I saw on sale the other day at the store. And so I brought it home from work today. And now we're going to throw that on and see how that goes. But yeah, check back in. We'll throw this on and we'll talk about more about how long it's going to be to cook this brisket and what the process is. I'm just going to say it right now. If you're a Jim Carrey fan, like a glove. Hey, Bonnie girl. Hey, Bonnie girl. Hey, squirrely boy. I don't know if you can hear my dogs whine, but we recently moved where the AC unit was on our bedroom to the other side of the bedroom. That way the dogs can look out into the backyard and onto the back porch. And how dare Dad be out here with his grill and not petting bellies? I swear that is absolutely terrible. But now you may be wondering what temperature we're going to be doing the brisket on. The brisket is going to be put at 160, which is right there at the cold smoking temperature. And now this is going to let more smoke flavor get to the brisket. You see, about 160, 165 is when the meat stops taking in smoke flavor. And the 160 is going to help prolong that because pellet grills, you are burning a clean fire. And offsets, it's not as clean. So you get that more smoky flavor onto your meat. So what we're doing right here is we're trying to prolong the cook as much as possible. That way we can get more smoke flavor, have more bark development on this cut of meat. But the great thing is with this, we'll have it on 160 for about 2 hours and then we'll turn it up to about 180. And it'll be sitting at 180 for the next 12 to 14 hours. Then we'll bump it up a little bit, probably to 190, 200-ish for like the last hour or so of the cook. I like to pull my briskets at 195 and then we wrap in tin foil with a little bit of Wagyu on the bottom side. That's right, we do the Goldie's method. Thanks everyone so much for sharing that method because it's now my favorite way to cook brisket. And then we let it cool down a little bit. Then we throw it back on the pellet grill with a little bit of water below the pan, like below the brisket itself. That way we don't have that direct heat coming up on the brisket, and we'll just let it sit there and hold. I want to get a warmer one day that can hold at 150 and just stay at 150, because I would love to try a well-rested, a held brisket at over 12 to 14 hours, and I'd like to see the difference in that. But yes, I'm absolutely so excited to see how this comes out on this Z-Grill's 700 2C2E Wi-Fi model pellet grill. As you can see, we've got some smoke coming out right now, and Lord of mercy, let's just take a look at this. Oh, she's a beaut, and she is going to be tasty. No, nothing's in the grill. I forgot he was standing over there. Hey, Graham. Now, before we get in here and show you what the color is looking like, I want to take a look at how many pellets we've used so far, and it's not an absolute lot. So we had it up to right here, and the feeder is right here for the auger. So all we're going to do is we're going to go back and push all of this up so nothing kind of hangs on the side, and let's take a gander at the brisket and what the color looks like. Let's go. Oh my. Look at that thing. That is looking absolutely amazing. Oh, so much color on that thing. I cannot wait to see what this tastes like tomorrow. But yeah, it's about time to turn up the temp. So all we got to do, press this button, turn it up to 180, press it again. This will be the probe. That way you can have a bit of an alarm on there to see when it gets to that temp. But now it's just gonna sit there, get up to 180, and as you can see, it's been plus or minus 5 degrees of that 160 temp that we set it to. But yeah, it's about time that I'm going to put in a probe. Normally what I do is I put in a probe on the brisket after it's been going a few hours. But yeah, I cannot wait to see what the look of that is. And honestly, right now, I'm not thinking I'm needing to spritz it or anything like that. It's looking pretty good as it stands right now. I want to let that bark form a little bit more before I spritz it or anything like that. But yeah, we'll check back in here in a couple hours and see what it's looking like. Good morning, Wastelanders. What is going on? Oh my Lanta, it's time to see what we've used for the night as far as pellets. And as you can see, there is a bit of a divot when you do overnight smokes, or you just have it going right here. All you need to do is just come in, push it in, you'll be good to go. That's one thing about it, is if you overload it at night, you get it all full, and where, I mean, not overloaded, but where it's completely full, you shouldn't have any problems by the time that you wake up in the morning. Now, if you don't fill it up, you could have some issues where the pellets stick around on these walls, and this is like on my other pellet grill, it's the same thing. So it's just best to go ahead and fill it up and always kind of push it up on the side where the auger pulls from. But let's see what this brisket's looking like. Ooh, that thing is looking good. Oh, you can kind of see because the sun, but oh my Lanta, that is looking absolutely amazing. Now let's go ahead and pop that back. And I know the temperature, but my Lord, look at that. Look at how just absolute easy that just went into the point. It's 2:01. I woke up a little bit late this morning, but that is perfectly fine. Then let's go into the flat. Look at that. Just pulls in. So that right there worries me as far as how hot that is. So we're going to go ahead and pull that off. But the great thing is just going in from the side right there, as you saw, it is like butter. And I might have went down and through a little bit. Okay, I'm not worried about it. It's 2:03 right there. Perfectly fine. I'm perfectly happy with that. So let's pull this and wrap it up. Now, as we mentioned, we like using the Goldie's method, so we take some Wagyu tallow and put it on the aluminum foil before we go ahead and put our brisket on. But my Lanta, these probes are coming out absolutely perfect. And I love too how the sun is right now. That is such a cool little shot. But, oh my God. Ooh, this thing, oh my God. Oh, as you can see, it started to pull a little bit right there, but look at that. Look at it. Little drum, let's go. Oh my God, this is gonna be so absolute good. And so I don't really fully wrap it up right now. What I'm doing is I am doing kind of a full boat to at least let the temperature cool down just a little bit outside, since it's very chilly this morning. It's around 45, 47 degrees this morning. So this will help lower the temp to stop that cooking process, because friends, it's not over just yet. Now it's about time to take this brisket off of the pellet grill. As you can see, we've been sitting here holding it over a pan of water to help with the indirect heat. That way it doesn't continue the cooking process. We let it get down to about 150, 160 before we fully wrapped it up. But yeah, we've just been sitting here holding it at 160 degrees. We just got done with our 20K subscriber giveaway stream. Thank y'all so much for joining Vault-645. And if you hadn't already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button. But we have went through a few pellets for sure. I already cleaned it out once already. That way the holding process would have no problem. But the great thing about sitting here and holding it, now we've got our thermometer right here, and let's go ahead and show you the wonderfulness. Now imagine, this is going through a couple of sheets of tinfoil. So, but yep, let's go. And so this right here has got it up to 178. It looks like I need to refill some of the water, but yeah, like that right there, I am perfectly fine with it. It's 172.5, 178 going up to now. So yeah, like this thing is butter smooth as we poke in there. And that is what I love to see. But let's get in here and cut it up and show you what it looks like on the inside. So now that we've let this set up for a few minutes, let's get in here and let's make the cut. This is the start of the point right here. So this is where we are going to take our first cut. And as you can see, it is cutting like absolute butter. Just pull right across there. Oh my Lanta. Now I'm trying not to cut too much into the tinfoil, but you know what? Might as well go ahead and do it. Oh, I can already feel it pulling a little bit. I definitely let it get a little too hot. But look at the juices coming out of there. Look at those daggum. My God, that looks good. But as you can see, it's kind of pulling. I let it get a little too hot there overnight. I did not expect that. But look at this. Oh, come on now. You know what? I should have used some other gloves. Look at that. Look. That looks so good. And I bet it, oh my God. Do I take a piece? Oh, look, this piece just fell right off. I hate that. Oh, it's so good. That, my friends, is so good. Oh my God. So if you hadn't cooked a brisket yet, you should. You should absolutely cook a brisket. Try it. Great news. If you mess up, you let it get too hot, guess what happens? You can still pull it and you can shred it up in certain spots that it's wanting to pull, and it's going to be absolutely great Look, I mean, just look at that. I'm not, you don't push down on your meat, by the way. But even at this incline, you can still see juices just dripping right out of there. But yeah, thank y'all so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out. Let me know what you thought about our brisket cook. Thank you so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Peace. Love you.